Hi folks, what we're going to do today is show you the application of GlitzCrafts glitter frosting paste, and we apply this through a stencil. So first thing that we do is we stabilize the stencil, and to do that we apply what we call the hinge tape. Now the hinge tape essentially stops the card from moving, and it also stops the stencil from moving. So that's a key part of the process, that one piece of tape. The next stage is we basically mask off the rest of the area and to make sure basically that we don't put frosting paste onto the card itself in areas that obviously we don't want it. Alright, so we're ready to roll at this stage. What we've got is a fairly large area, so I'm going to give you a little tip already. We don't need to use all of the card, so we can simply mask off the areas of the stencil that we're not planning to use, and in so doing it allows you to use our stencils in many different ways and allows you to let's say flip them over, change the aspect, change the view that you're going to get on your card each time. Alright, so that's us. We've masked off the area that we don't want. Now what we're going to do is apply the paste. Now the paste itself is the key to this whole process. Okay, so the glue, the glitter and colour enhancer are all in the paste. When you look at the paste, it actually looks a little bit milky white, and that's because of the colour enhancer, which is in fact a white substance. Alright, so the way that I usually apply the paste is by having two shades of the same colour. And all we do is we take the first shade of the colour and we literally just smear it onto the card. We're not trying to be specific and place it in certain areas. We're not trying to dab it up and down. What we're doing is we're spreading back and forward to make it nice and smooth. After we've applied the first colour, essentially take off the excess paste and put it back into the tub. That way your tub will last anywhere from about 100 to 150 cards, depending on how much you put into your design. Now obviously when you apply the paste onto the card, you're only applying a very, very small amount of paste, therefore that's how it lasts so long. Now the next shade of the colour is then randomly applied into any of the gaps that we've left, and we literally are doing this to create a natural look, to create a natural blending of light and dark. In doing so, you'll make your card look more dynamic. It will look, in effect, three-dimensional. So that's it. We've essentially finished with those two colours. We can again take the excess paste and put it back into the tub. Okay? Now, one thing to note, this paste dries very rapidly. So it's key to just keep the lid on. It doesn't have to be screwed down, but just keep the lid on the paste, and in that way the paste will last for months and months without any need to do maintenance on it. Alright, so we're going to change and we're going to do different colours here. In this instance we're going to use a magenta and we're going to use a light pink. Or we can choose either one to start. Basically what we do, again, same concept, is you apply only in certain areas of the design. You don't have to apply it across the whole design unless you wish to do so. Now, in doing this and applying it in two different areas, if you like, you're creating that 3D effect again. So now we're going to go for the darker paste and we're going to fill in the gaps. And in filling in the gaps, we're finishing off the design. Now, one key thing that we should always do after we've laid down our paste is make sure that you spread the paste in both directions. Okay? Now the second thing you should do is blend. Make sure that you blend the two colours together so you don't have light and dark between the two shades of the colour. Now, point to note here, you notice that we've got our floral arrangement already done. Let's say we accidentally get some paste into the leaf. Under normal circumstances that would be assumed to be a disaster, but with this, all you have to do is gently scrape the surface. The reason that we can do that is that the green that we've laid down first, believe it or not, has already dried sufficiently to allow you to remove that paste. Now, needless to say, if you want to leave the paste, then just leave it there. But this allows you therefore to have a very flexible method for applying the paste and for removing the paste. So that's it, we've completed our design. We take our knife and we clean it, and incidentally, anytime we move between two different colours, then make sure you clean your knife. Alright, so this is our hinge tape. We leave that in place, we peel away from the hinge and we remove the tape to allow us to lift the stencil. Okay, and now what we do is we gently lift the stencil towards the hinge, and we lift both the hinge and the paste and we throw that into water. Where all we're doing is we're throwing the stencil into water to allow it to dissolve, allow the paste to dissolve and allow us to clean it. That, incidentally, when it's in the water, it will last, it will basically start to dissolve, and you'll be able to have a complete and finished and clean stencil, let's say within about 10 minutes. Now, believe it or not, this paste has already dried in the base of the unit. However, under normal circumstances, it takes about 2 to 4 minutes to, takes somewhere between 2 and 4 minutes for it to completely dry. What we can do, though, is we can use a heat gun, and in using a heat gun or a hairdryer, you can actually accelerate the speed of drying, and this whole project will be complete within 30 seconds. Now,